hopefully season for Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. Tomorrow, we know they've got Bournemouth in the race for Champions League football. 2 winnable games. They've got Bournemouth and then Fulham, but actually could pop themselves into the Conference League spot if it doesn't go well for them. There's a lot of reports in the papers today about the changes that have to happen at City next season in order to see them start to compete again to win the title, having won 4 in a row. We heard from Bernardo Silva, and he thinks changes have to happen.
I do believe that between October and let's say end of January, when we played teams, most teams were much better than us in terms of possession, in terms of intensity, in terms of aggressivity. I don't think today the problem was that. I think in the last, let's say, 2 months, we were much better in terms of controlling the games, in terms of having the ball, in terms of pushing teams back. Today, different problem. Same against Southampton in the last game. We need that extra bit of quality to finish our actions, to create more chances.
No Kevin De Bruyne. He'll play his last game of the season. Rodri, hopefully, will be back. But what do you think needs to change this summer, Jeff, in order for City to compete again?
Level of recruitment. So I think it's simple as that. I mean, I look back at the City side of a couple of seasons ago when you had 2-3 seasons ago, the players they had at the club. Alvarez, Palmer, Laporte, Mahrez, Walker, Cancelo. And they brought in people like Saviola, Gundogan's come back, Nico Gonzalez, Mateus Nunes. The jury's still out on people like Marmoush and Kusanov and Echeverry. I think if you look back at the City players available 2-3 seasons ago compared to what they've got now, it's night and day. Much stronger then than they are now. Mm-hmm. What do you think, Ali?
I agree totally. And I think they've become a little bit predictable, Jeff, Shebahn. I really do, because what they don't do now is, I mean, I just think they try to pass you to death. You know, yes, possession's great and the possession's fine, but sometimes they get into wide areas and they don't cross the ball. I mean, if I'm Haaland, and by the way, we need to have a discussion about him not taking the penalty. That's an interesting one. But anyway, the recruitment has to be better. I just think they're as easy to play against now than they've ever been. If you can get organised, and that's the one thing Palace were, organised, and of course they've got that much ability. Your goalkeeper will have to have a good day. You need to carry a little bit of luck here and there. You need to take your chances. But that wasn't a massive shock to me at the weekend, Jeff, because I was at the game where incidentally City beat them 5-2, and Palace were 2-0 up and scored again, and Eze was just slightly offside. So I knew that Palace were more than capable of getting the result of the weekend because they're organised, everybody knows their job. And the right-hand side, I thought Munoz was absolutely fabulous. And I just think City have become, listen, they had a terrible period where they lost 8 or 9 games out of 11 or 12. I just think they've become slightly easier to play against, and they are a little bit predictable. Doku will try and take people on, do something different. Savinho's the same. But they've never really, in my opinion, Jeff, replaced Mahrez, to tell the truth. Rodri will be a big player coming back for them. But Gundogan's been, you could do it. Foden's had a poor season. Gundogan, there's massive improvement. And you're right, the recruitment has to be better. Well,
here's one for both of you then. Where's Jack Grealish going to be playing his football next season? Because surely it cannot be at Man City.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm with you. I mean, I'm looking at that bench at the weekend, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, well, he's got to come on, hasn't he? He's got to come on. And he brings on Foden, Echeverry and Gundogan, you know, and I'm saying to myself, I'm sitting with Lee Dixon and Sam, and I said to him, Jeff, I said, you've got to bring him on, because the one thing he'll do is he'll get you free kicks in and around the box. He's an absolute certainty to get you free kicks in and around the box. And then when you don't see him coming on, you think, you know, it's maybe time. Well, I'm saying it's maybe time. I think it's definitely
such
time.
A waste. It was such a waste of a fantastic talent, isn't it?
What I think.
We don't see anywhere near enough of him, do we?
And even now, I mean, I know Villa fans have probably moved on, but you do look and think what he could have done to be part of that, you know, in Champions League.
Absolutely.
But I mean, that's what it is. That's playing for Pep, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Coisty, Stewart's inquiry into the man of the match selection. Lee Dixon, right back, picks the right back as man of the match.
He bullied me. Jeff, I want to say live on air, apologise to everybody because I let him bully me.
By the way,
Dixon, the right back intimidated me into the man of the match award.
He was fantastic, by the way. Munoz
Yeah,
was absolutely
He was
fantastic.
Brilliant. I think the goalkeeper maybe should have had a shout as well, I've got to say.
I could not agree more. Shebahn, thanks very much indeed.
Cheers, guys.
Coming up, we turn our attention to a big win for Arsenal against Newcastle when Arteta asks for backing from the board. How much money does he need?
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.